Everybody will tap in with the pop.
Y'all tune into the Pop Podcast. And guess what? There's an episode of me on
and you are tuned into the Pot Podcast.
And with the Pop Podcast with my boy Tigmatic. You hear me? It's going down.
To follow the Pot Podcast with Tigmatic.
That's that number one.
That's that number one.
I know exactly what they want. I know exactly what they want. Just be patient. My name is my name, power and glory, I never change. Stand on loyalty, remain the same. Say what you mean, speak on my name, you go to war with me. We move the same, you think that it's for me. Running the game, kicking the door with me. All through the pain, the snow, the rain, the ups and downs. My name did more for me, y'all keep the fame. I want the glory, been that nigga, bitches never ignored me. Rich in spirit, little bitch can't afford me. Day one static, fix it with a 4G, red beam on it. You think I'm recording, kicking front doors, you try to backdoor me. We are not a gang, bitch, we are army. Book a den, you know I don't tell stories. Keep it 100 in enlightenment. You niggas fake baby K name Adonis. Mini Drake, clip curl, but somehow I can shoot it straight. Insta clip, I can shoot 4 minutes straight. Turn this to the Super Bowl if I need to. I can hit your chief up with an eagle. Set you up on the score, but they lied to you. Why you letting them niggas mislead you? My name is my name, power and glory, I never change. Stand on loyalty, remain the same. Say what you mean, speak on my name, you go to war with me. We move the same, you think that it's for me. Running the game, kicking the door with me. All through the pain, the snow, the rain, the ups and downs. My name did more for me. My name is my name, power and glory, I never change. Stand on loyalty, remain the same. Say what you mean, speak on my name, you go to war with me. We move the same, you think that it's for me. Running the game, kicking the door with me. All through the pain, the snow, the rain, the ups and downs. My name did more for me. You won't see it coming, I move like a crook, a thief in the night. So watch what you put, my aim precise. These bullets 12 inches long, a block away I could take off the foot. Don't ask me no questions if you know my stance. Bitch, I'm the man, so thanks in advance. They mean a rifle on top of a tripod. If they ever tell you I was taking a stand, think I run up on me, but I'm way too advanced. Spinning with choppers, turn you into a fan. Can show you the steps, but won't hold your hands. They thought they could stop me, it ain't go as planned. How I get this far? Cause I took a chance. Really got ranked, keeping it a band. This ain't what you think, better think again. This ain't what you think, you better think again. My name is my name, power and glory, I never change. Stand on loyalty, remain the same. Say what you mean, speak on my name, you go to war with me. We move the same, you think that it's for me. Running the game, kicking the door with me. All through the pain, the snow, the rain, the ups and downs. My name did more for me. My name is my name, power and glory, I never change. Stand on loyalty, remain the same. Say what you mean, speak on my name, you go to war with me. We move the same, you think that it's for me. Running the game, kicking the door with me. All through the pain, the snow, the rain, the ups and downs. My name did more for me. Went to war with the real, the fake, the snake, the mobsters. Blame it on y'all created this monster. Went to war with the real, the fake, the snake, the mobsters. Blame it on y'all created this monster. Went to war with the real, the fake, the snake, the mobsters. Blame it on y'all created this monster. Went to war with the real, the fake, the snake, the mobsters. Blame it on y'all created this monster.
Yeah. I like to take some time out, dedicate this to the greats. Yeah. You know, it's that good vibe, you know, smoke. Whatever you want to do, whatever. Holla. I just wish that I could fly away. A different vision means you got precision. I'm sticking with it, know that God's my witness. I wish that I could fly away. I dreamed of everything that I've been living. My foreign chick think I'm exquisite, I've been on the wish list. Never miss a beat around me, I take care of business. Top down in my Benz, cause it's how I'm living. This right here is for the ones that got locked in prison. Tonight my hustle's like something forbidden. I just wish that I could fly away. We bearing children, every year's is killing. My skin color got them feeling different. I just wish that I could fly away. We take they women, they ask for forgiveness. They imitate us cause we're the prescription. I just wish that I could fly away. This plantation is a secret nation. You will be naked without information. I just wish that I could fly away. You must stay focused so it's cancellation. You black with knowledge, they get irritated. Check out the flavor, that's been duplicated. Stronger in numbers, that's our demonstration. Stick to the basics if you live in major. This toxic nation got me feeling faded. Hater, I just wish that I could fly away. It's hard to trust these people nowadays, cause they look at you and lie right in your fucking face. It's hard to trust these people nowadays, cause they look at you and lie right in your fucking face. It's hard to trust these people nowadays, cause they look at you and lie right in your fucking face. It's hard to trust these people nowadays, cause they look at you and lie right in your fucking face. I ain't got time to hold back, so I pay the ball debt. The good some believe in, I'm just stating all facts. Gotta believe in where you at, your fears you must attack. When pressure's on the line, make sure you keep yourself in check. Figure that knowledge is a threat, how you use it is a test. Words that pierce so deep will have them disrespect. Go off track before you rap. If it's broke, it should be fixed. The game's not the same, sorry for whoever's trying to rap. Yo! It's hard to trust these people nowadays, cause they look at you and lie right in your fucking face. It's hard to trust these people nowadays, cause they look at you and lie right in your fucking face. It's hard to trust these people nowadays, cause they look at you and lie right in your fucking face. It's hard to trust these people nowadays, cause they look at you and lie right in your fucking face. Fly away.
Yo, what up, y'all? You're now tuned into another episode of the Podcast with Tigmatic. We here, y'all. I hope y'all feeling good on this Wednesday night. I'm great. I'm feeling good. And I got my guest here, who is a podcast alumni. She's back. She's here to give that great energy. She gonna give y'all a little sauce, and when she give y'all the sauce, she gonna tell y'all to do two things. But I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna let her say it. You feel me? But listen, as always, this episode is brought to you by Hollywood Radio. Hollywood, TV, Dollar Radio, Going In Radio, DamaniBrand.com, and North Shade Demore Boutique. Hey, listen, I'm feeling great. And like I said, my guest is here. So without further ado, I give you a purpose activator, someone who's very intelligent, great spirit, great energy. And like I said, she gonna tell it to y'all like it is. And when she get into it, she get into it. So y'all gonna feel the energy that I'm talking about. And this is what's needed, you know, for the community. You know, we need people like her. And she's a good soul. So, like I said, without further ado, I give you the one, the only Professor D.
Hey.
Hey.
Wow, that was a nice introduction. That was beautiful. Thank you,
Hey,
Tigmatic. I'm so excited to be here again.
welcome once again. So you have the Dolo cam as always. I like to let my guests do their thing. So give
You
yourself a
do,
formal
but I like to
introduction.
see you. I like to see you.
Oh, I'll be here in a
Dang.
second, but we gotta give you the Dolo cam. You're
Okay,
gonna get them
Dolo.
Dolo cams every now and then throughout this whole interview. So get used to it. Looking
All
good,
right.
Professor.
All right.
All right, so go ahead, do your thing. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Well, my mama and daddy named me Camela Chavers, but
Hey,
my students named me Professor D, and I am down here in South Florida. I am living freely. I am grounding, and I am light. I'm just light and love. That's all I got for you. I'm light and love.
hey, light and love.
Light and love. Light and love.
Light and love. Y'all heard her. Light and love.
Light
And
and
that's
love.
what she is.
I am. Just a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful place. And I'm not even talking about Florida. We know that Florida is beautiful. And I'm
Yeah.
so glad that this is where I've been honing in on my gifts and my talents and healing and just growing and evolving. I've been in a beautiful place because I had some messiness going on. You know,
Okay.
transformation is messy. We can get into that a little later.
Yeah, we're gonna get
But
into that a little
it's just
later.
I'm just in a great space since the last time you saw me.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. So you're author, purpose activator, right? So for those that don't know, explain what a purpose activator is. You're gonna get that solo dolo cam again too.
Well, a purpose activator is like when your phone is like at 1% and you're looking around trying to find a charger. Where's my charger? Somebody else got my charger. Let me just tap in. Let me tap in just for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You can come tap in with me. You come tap in with me. I give you one time to hear that story about you didn't know where your charger was and how you let your phone get all the way down to 1%. I listened to that, but that's the
Yeah.
last time I'm gonna hear that story. We're gonna stop letting people use our chargers. We're gonna stop letting people drain us, and we're gonna stop acting like we don't know why we're here. So me, I remind you of the purpose. I remind
Yeah.
you of that. And it's like I tap in. Let's activate
Tap,
it.
tap, 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 tapping
You
in.
can have a cell phone all day, but if it's not activated by a carrier, it's not going to work.
Right.
So it's just about tapping into an energy source that won't allow you to drain me, but will be here to support you in this thing we call life.
Oh, that's awesome. That's definitely awesome. I like the way you word things.
Yeah.
All
Keep
right.
it simple.
Yeah, very simple. It's always good to have it simple.
Yes,
So
for sure.
let's get into it a bit. You ready?
Born for this.
All right. So before the glow up, there was growth. Let's start from the ground up. What was life like growing up in your hometown? Let's break that down a bit.
Well, I was born in Canton, Ohio. And for those of you who know, Canton, Ohio is Pro Football Hall of Fame city. So we're a
Yeah.
small city with a big community of football fans. And so I grew up initially, my parents, they got married young. My mom and dad got married when she was 16. My dad was 18. They had my sister. Then they had me when my mom was 19 and my dad was 22. And for probably the first 5 years of my life, my dad was in and out. He was in the streets. He was on drugs and doing different things like that. And he eventually got saved and he became a preacher. And then he became a pastor. So I grew up all of my childhood as a pastor's kid.
Yeah, PK.
Yes, I'm a PK. And it was challenging. It was challenging because I never understood why we never had any money. Now we didn't have no money when he was in the streets. So how is it we don't have any money now that he's preaching? Where God at, right? So just watching him grow from 11 members to over 1,000, that was a lot of growth. I learned a lot from him. And I was very, very active in school. I always knew something. It was always something that I knew. But as you're growing up, you can't quite put your finger on it. I always wanted to be the first to do something. If I was too young, I would still ask, can I please? I know I can do it.
Yeah.
And they would let me do it. And one of the things growing up, I used to always get in trouble for talking. I talked a lot. And the main reason I was talking in school was I was helping my friends. So if we were in class and they didn't understand something, they didn't understand the way the teacher was teaching it. So I would break it down to them on the side. And like clockwork, I would get in trouble every time. I never forget Miss Harris gave me a paddle first grade because I just would not stop talking. And eventually I ended up getting to middle school, and this one teacher, she would punish us if we were talking. So I had to put my fingers on the wall and stand there. And one of the other teachers walked by and he was like, Camela, what are you doing on the wall? He said, and the teacher, Miss Curtis Smith, she said, she won't stop talking. He said, come see me after class. I went to go see him. He said, I think you should run for student council. So he saw that, he took whatever that mess was, and it was a message to me. It was the next part. So not only did I win student council as a freshman, all my high school career, I was the president of my class. Then I went to college and I was the president of the Greek Council, and I was a president of MPHC and president of my sorority. It's like all of these
What was your sorority?
Zeta Phi Beta.
Okay.
Yes. All of these things led to the next part. So I had this toolkit that I just kept collecting. All my discoveries, all my adventures, all my challenges. You put them in that toolkit. Everybody has a toolkit. Some people's box is empty.
Yeah, that's a
because they
fact.
gave a lot of their tools away. But
Yeah.
in the true reality, in your me-ality, the tools are still there. Nobody can ever steal your experience. Your experience is your experience.
Right.
And you take that throughout life with you, and it's going to come back full circle for you every time.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm from a big family. So my mom and dad had 7 kids together. And then when I was 15, I found out I had a half sister that came to live with us. So that changed the dynamics of my household. And my dad was a pastor, and him and my mom got a divorce. So these are things that you grow up with that form you, that shape you, that show you the grunge, but they grow you, they help evolve you. And we live in a culture now where every struggle is like, it's the worst. But those are the things, nobody ever really just, and you know this too, nobody ever just sat you down and said, hey, life is going to be hard.
Yeah.
Nobody ever said you're going to lose. Nobody ever just told you that, because they always was programming you with win. You know, you first, he's going to make the last first. And, you know, you hear all these different things in church. You hear them in school. Then you hear politics, and you play sports, and then they teach you something in sports.
Politics.
Yeah.
I caught that. I seen what you did there.
Yes. So with that,
Yeah.
we call it programming. We all have programming. And I'm not even going to go into that yet. I'm going to let you keep asking your questions.
All right. So when did you first know you had something bigger inside you then wanted to offer other than what was your surroundings? So what was that moment for you?
You know, some things are just done naturally, so you don't really look at. There were moments in time. The older I got, and this is the thing, how we do this thing. The older you get, the more hesitant you are about doing those things.
Yeah.
So now you're more conscious about it because you're looking at so many things that everybody is telling you need to look at.
And what you do is like repetition on the normal, like your normal things that you do is repetition. So you have that
Yeah.
as well.
Yes. So eventually, as a teacher, because I was teaching professional football Hall of Famer Jim Brown's American program in the school. So I had been doing that for 14 years.
Yeah.
But it was maybe in my 9th year, possibly. No, maybe my 10th year. I decided no, it was a little further than that. It was like maybe my 12th or 13th year. I had gained weight, ended up going to the Y. I'm going to tell you the long or the short. I started teaching Zumba. Now, before that, I was a certified personal trainer and a certified dance instructor. But, I had kids and things like that. So after I was doing that, I stopped. Then had another
Had to get
baby.
that snapback.
Had to get the snapback. Started teaching Zumba. Before you know it, everybody was taking my class. So I had over 100 people in my class every Monday night at the Y.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh my God, your class is so infectious. Are you going to open your own space? And I ended up doing that. No money, no nothing, just me and a dream. Opened up a dance studio, kept expanding it, ended up opening up a gym. And it was at that moment, like, this is big what you're doing. You're helping a lot of people transform their lives. And the weight that they were carrying was more than just the physical weight. It was other
It was
weight.
the mental.
It was
It
the
was the
mental
mental.
weight. Yes. Yeah. So I'm teaching and I have this gym. We lost our funding with the programming. So I'm doing this full time. I started teaching at Central State University. They needed a dance instructor. I go in as a dance instructor, teaching them, they had to get credit for it. Before you know it, they're like, can you teach a lecture class? I'm like, absolutely. I just taught 14 years. So I ended up teaching lecture classes, and that ended up being health. The more I taught this health class, the more my students were pulling out of me, and they didn't want to buy the big book that we have to buy as students, $150 book. That's when I wrote my first book, Lit for Life. My students challenged me to do that, and then it became required, and then they start selling it in the Barnes and Noble's bookstore. So it was just moment after moment after moment after moment that accumulated into the bigger. And that's, if we can just see that sometimes those small struggles, even when we lost our funding with that Jim Brown program, oh my God, it crushed me. I was just like in such a depressed state because I had been doing it for so long and I knew it worked. I knew it was saving these young people's lives, turning their attitude from I can't to I can. What am I going to do now? Didn't know I was about to save myself.
Yeah.
I had to take a job at the YMCA working at the front desk. But then that took me to Zumba class, which took me to teaching a Zumba class, which took me to opening up my own studio. You see what I'm saying? So all of these things, we have to show ourselves some grace.
That's right.
We have to be patient with
God
ourselves.
put you through those situations so that you could get to the bigger picture.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had been talking about writing a book for years. But the activation happened when those babies said, you need to do your own book. Sometimes somebody else comes with the code. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You know how you try to log in and to authenticate who you are, they send you a code.
Oh, that's right.
And you put that code in, and then you are authenticated. Then you get to the meat of what you need.
That's right.
And you never know where that code is coming from.
That's right.
You know, when
and
it comes
could be
across
the
your
likeliest of
phone,
places.
yeah. When it comes across your phone, it's just a number. It doesn't say coming from Bank of America. It doesn't say, it just has a number. And you accept that code.
That's
You
right.
trust that code and you put it in. And that's how we should be in life. We should know that there are codes coming through, especially now we have a lot of light codes coming through. We have a lot of things we don't understand. But if we get to a place where we trust the process, if we are convinced that the Most High is in control and you are not,
that's right.
You're gonna save yourself a world of trouble. You think you sending the code. Your ego has gotten so big where you really think you can do this by yourself. You think you got this by yourself. You ain't did nothing by yourself.
Thanks.
We got to get away from all of these trendy things and these programs. Like one of the things that's a big trend is the grind, this grind culture. Grind, ball till you fall. You need to
sit down.
Sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. That's where we at with that. That's where we at. That's the next book. It will be coming out. And I had to jump because it was right there. I had to go ahead and just, because it was flowing. It was flowing. It was flowing. It was flowing because I had to do that. All of the busyness. Oh, I know you're so busy. You know, it's so interesting because now that I'm continuing to evolve, because we all are at some point, where you feel like that I was doing that. People like, I know you're a busy lady. You were so busy. You're so, and I'm like, I was always busy.
Yeah.
I told my daughter today, I said, oh my God, I can't wait to get home. I said, this is so funny saying this because I was the one who was always about socializing. I'm a social butterfly. I was always trying to be at different places and spaces at different times.
Yeah, as you get older, you realize you ain't got time for that, for real.
You need to go sit down somewhere and meditate. Go sit down so you can get your next move.
Yeah. I remember the last time we spoke, when we before we hung up, and I was talking to you about, how I've been doing exactly what you was talking about, because I was brand new. I'm grinding, and you was like, well, you better pace yourself. And I didn't get it then until I experienced burnout.
Yeah.
It turns out that when I got off doing the episode with you, I went and did 20 episodes straight with no break. And I felt that though. And I was burnt out and I was feeling like I was ready to quit.
And who were you in competition with, Tigmatic? Why
myself.
did you
Myself, because I wasn't even looking at what other people was doing. I wasn't even looking at the numbers. It was just, I had this thing going on in my head like, yo, I need to get them out there. This show is not where I want it yet. And God was really trying to tell me, like, sit down. My wife was telling me, sit down. And I'm like, look, I gotta get to it. And then I had the radio station coming up, so I knew that was another thing I had to work on. So I was just rushing. Now, although some things came at the right time, some things I rushed as well, because I didn't sit down and really lock in and rest my body so that I could be 100 for every interview that I needed to do.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that. So
yes.
So I burnt out and I wound up taking
And
almost
that's
3 weeks off.
see what I'm saying? And that happens a lot, especially when you have a goal. Okay. Sometimes we set a goal that's not realistic.
And that is so true.
You can dream, because dreams would, our dreams are not realistic. Most of our dreams, if you tell somebody, they laughing at you. So that's how you know it's big.
That's a fact.
But when you sit down and you set up how you're going to achieve certain things, because we think so big, we have to remember our humanness.
That's right.
And that's when you have to sit down and really get in a space to say, how can I be most effective in how I move, instead of just moving? Because moving is energy. You're made up of energy. And as you continue to move, you're exerting energy. And then if you have to give out to people, they're draining energy. And if you don't have any energizers, you don't have any replenished energy. So by the time you get to where you're going, you don't have no energy.
But that's so true. And, a lot of the time we're in a rush to do a bunch of nothing. And I say a bunch of nothing because what you're doing could wait. What you're doing, you could wait to do the next thing. You can take a break in between times.
Yeah.
So that way you don't overexert yourself. And I learned that, but when I first started, I had this mentality, just like you were talking about, this grind culture. And nobody put it in my head. It was just more so of me thinking that personally, because that's just the mindset I've had over time, with things that I wanted to accomplish.
They did put it in your mind.
Yeah, in a sense.
No,
in a sense.
Let's talk subconsciously.
Subconsciously, absolutely.
We are being fed that, whether we want it or not.
Yeah.
Every time you hear somebody's story, I did it all the time, every day, every night, every day, every night, all night and all day. And you got these people coming through in your feed. I'm at it again. I'm at it again. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Now, This is the thing. I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea here. The key is not about doing a bunch of everything. It's about doing the right thing repetitively.
Yeah. Repeat that again for my viewers, please.
I don't even know. It just dropped down. It's not about going out doing everything. It's about doing that one thing repetitively. Do that repetitively. Repeat. Put it on repeat. Just like you get that one song that you really like and you put it on repeat. We are a song universe. One verse. Run it back.
Run it back.
Run that back on repeat all the time until it becomes a beautiful song. And it becomes a rhythm. And you're in your flow. And you get the glow. And you don't have to go fast. You can go slow.
You ain't got to worry about it no more. We rhyming today, yo.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
Been there, done all of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just at a place of wisdom now where I had to accept, when I turned 50, I had to accept. It wasn't even about turning 50. I was cool with it. Because what do 50 look like?
Right.
I look like me, whatever that means. So it's not about a number. It's about my lifestyle. It's about how I move and breathe and my health and my wealth. And so, but it also brings a new level of responsibility and accountability. There are some of us who are getting older, but we're not getting wiser.
Yes.
There are babies waiting to hear from people like you and I. Once you get over 40, okay, sometimes we're still trying to figure things out with relationships, with our children, with the education, with the job and things like that. But when you start getting up, it's like, where are the elders at? Remember, people used to sit around and listen to grandma talk. Used to sit around and listen to your Uncle Charlie. Used to sit around and, listen to these different people. But now people are so busy, they don't even have time to go sit down and listen.
That's right.
But then there's also people who are sitting in the wisdom and they're not sharing it.
And that's a big fact too. And I think that's a lost art because of the simple fact that there was a point when they were sharing and the younger generation was telling them, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I ain't listening to you. And they just was like, oh, all right, you ain't listening? I ain't gonna say nothing then. Rock out, bump your head. You gonna come back to me eventually. But instead of the youngin coming back and admitting they were wrong,
yeah,
they just went on and there was no more wisdom to pass on.
Yeah.
Because the old heads just shut up. And that's going on rampant right now. So it's crazy. But your generation and my generation, we grew up different, where the old heads could tell us something and we could soak up game. And even if we didn't take the advice then, eventually we would remember what was told to us when we were younger.
Yes.
And then we can apply it in life.
Yes.
It's
And
not
one of
really
the
like that
things
much now.
that's happening is you don't really have to go to a human for advice. You can go to your phone. You can go to Gemini.
Alexa.
You can go to Chat GPT. You can go
You
to
can go to
Alexa. You can go to
Alexa.
Siri. You can go to
Right.
all of them, right? But there's still a disconnection with the soul.
No soul. That's right.
No soul. So when you connect with a human, it's not just the blood and the tissues and the fiber. We're talking about the soul. We're talking about true spirit seeping in, true ancestry.
Right. That's the
Your
one thing that
ancestors
God
is
made
speaking through
that
you.
AI can't duplicate.
Exactly. Exactly. But we are in a time, and I know that time to be now because I know that I am one of the elders that is opening myself to be a channel for that. And I'm going to be able to do it the way that I'm supposed to do it, not the way that everybody is telling me to do it.
Right.
That's why I haven't, I do a lot of old videos from when I was teaching at Central State. Yeah. Old videos, running those
I've been
back.
watching.
Yeah,
by
and
the way.
they're old videos, right? Everybody think, oh, the professor with the short blonde hair. Well, honey boo, I done grew it out now, okay? Just waiting, just in that holding pattern, not to rush anything, but to move with purpose. That's important, that we move with purpose, not moving how everybody else is moving. You can go on social media and be like, they doing it big, I want to do it like that. But what I'm not about to do is do it like you.
Yeah. I try not to get caught up in that noise that much because watching what somebody else is doing, you'll be in competition with them and you'll want to follow their way of doing things.
No. This print, this fingerprint right here, that's your blueprint. Nobody else got it but you.
That's
nobody
right.
before and nobody after. You talking about in the billions and billions of years before nobody had my fingerprint? Nope. You talking about after I leave here, nobody's gonna get to borrow it? Nobody? No.
That's right.
Only way they can extract it is by doing it, your imprint.
Yep. You're gonna have to unalive me to get it. That's how I look at it.
So that means you already uniquely you. You're an original individual that nobody is like you.
One of one. That's right.
One of one.
That's right. All right. So here's the next question. Who or what shaped your mindset early on?
Now we have to remember. Now we go back to those moments, right, where there were so many different people. But I can just vividly remember in 6th grade, besides my parents, that's a whole nother story, okay? My teacher, Mr. Dunlap, he introduced us to the book See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. So all of these years I have been in school, here's my first Black teacher, and it's a Black man. So it was different, right?
How so?
Matter of fact, that year was the Challenger. What's the Challenger? What's the name of the shuttle that blew up?
Yeah, I think that was Apollo. Or,
No, it
no,
was the Challenger.
the Challenger. It was the
Yes.
Challenger. Yeah.
And I saw him cry, and I was like, wow, I just seen a man cry.
That was your
That
first
was
time.
deep for me. That was deep for me. I hadn't seen my dad cry until his mother passed away. So
Wow.
I'm like, this dude cared. This dude got he you know, as a child, you see that and you're like, wow, he's real. He's a real human. Okay. And he introduced us to that book, and that book, See You at the Top, was following me all the way throughout life because it was like a first motivational book. It wasn't a Bible, it wasn't church, it didn't have no street language or whatever, but it was just saying you can be successful too. And that was major. Another major interaction was with Jim Brown, like I mentioned earlier, Professional Football Hall of Famer, really taught me how to deal with at-risk youth. I did like that because everybody's at risk. But he really changed my life with his AmeriCan program, which taught people to change their attitude from I can't to I can. And that really changed my life. Another interaction that changed my life was me studying with Dr. Miles Monroe. That just so happened when I was
Wow,
a
you
little
got to meet
girl.
Miles Monroe.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, may he rest in peace.
Yes. It just so happened when I was a little girl. What?
I listened to his sermons. Man, that man was anointed. Anointed for real. Like,
Yes.
yo, what was he
really.
like? What was he like?
As a little girl, my dad and this white pastor in our city brought Dr. Miles Monroe to our church when I was probably about 7 or 8. But it was a big deal because this man's coming from the Bahamas, and he had this way that he talked, and everybody just made it a big deal. So at the time, I didn't really know, and then he wasn't as big as he became.
Yeah.
So fast forward, it just so happens I was at a church, and I was leading praise and worship. And the pastor said, he was a young pastor, he said, why don't you find a conference to go to? Why find a conference at Dr. Miles Monroe's church in the Bahamas? That was the first time I went to the Bahamas, and that was in 06. And then I went every year after that. Was that in 06 or 08? Anyway, I went every year after that. It turned into a girls' trip because everybody was like, you're going back to Dr. Miles Monroe's church? And then they would come. And every time he came to town, I would go to him and I would see him, hey, it's me, and then when we finally got a chance and we went to his office and just to have him impart into us, it's just amazing. And then when he did transition, I cried like a baby because I knew he knew. See, this man teaches, and you can still get his videos. And I say teaches because
I think his son
energy
still
is
puts them up. Yeah.
Yeah. To die empty. Now, what do you mean die empty? Die with nothing left. Get it all out. Write the book, write the song, open the store. Teach the lesson.
It's kind of like what my mom was saying to me like 2 weeks before she died,
What did she say?
We had a conversation, and I went to her house. This is before she had went into a coma. She had caught pneumonia, and she went into a coma. But a week before that, not even 2 weeks, a week before that, I went to her house, and she had made me some food. She made me some linguine with the mussels and all of that. And we were eating, and she said to me, she was like, son, I would really love to hear an album from you. I haven't heard an album from you in years. And I was like, I was kind of puzzled at first because she just hit me with that out of nowhere. But then I explained to her, life been life, and your health wasn't that good, and I care more about that. And then I got a whole family and a wife, and music really hasn't really been like the top of my list. She was like, but you still record though. And I'm like, yeah. So she like, well, why you not putting what you record out? And I couldn't even give her an answer for real. And she was like, anything you want to do, just do it. Don't be like me. Don't procrastinate. Anything you want to do, just do it. You got a talent. People believe in you. Look at what you're doing now. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you got your own platform so you can put it out whenever you want. And I'm like, you're right. But it wasn't about me. I was looking at it more like, this is for others, to help others. But she was like, you got to help yourself too. And that was the last conversation we had.
And that was
I'll never forget
powerful.
it. And that's why I just
Yes.
dropped 2 new singles,
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah, I got more coming.
Sometimes we don't like to admit this, but I found this when my father transitioned. Sometimes they have to go so we can flow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, I understand that. It was really like when all things failed, I knew I could rely on mama. Not saying that I needed mama because I didn't ask my mom for anything, but I could still go to her. And now that she's gone, it was like, it's more like, you got to figure it out. Just figure it out. And I've always been doing that because I leave my family, but you know how it is. That one elder that you can go to, she was that for me. And yeah, it's a little difficult.
And you'll
but
find a way. I know it's still early, but you're gonna find a way to connect with her energetically. You're gonna find a way, and I'm sure you feel her spirit. I'm sure
Absolutely.
There's memories, and that's the thing about parenting. It's the memories. It's those moments where we can remember the smell. We can remember the feeling of a hug.
Yeah,
That's why
I'm going
those
through
things
that
are
currently. Like, I'm literally going through that currently. I got some things of hers, and I still can smell her on her pillows and things like that. So yeah, you're right.
for sure.
Yeah.
But
Thanks
dying
for that.
empty is important. It is. I want to challenge anybody who's still waiting. Get the freak out the way.
Yeah.
Get out the way. Get out of the way. Your butt is big. You got a big butt. Big old butt. Everybody talking about these BBLs. You got a BBL. Your butt. I was going to do it, but I'm telling you, I'm going to do it, but we've been trying to do it, but trying is incomplete. What are you talking about? Either you're going to do it or somebody else is going to do it. It's going to get done. But the part that you're going to be so mad about is because you were supposed to do it.
Yep. Or, as they say, almost doesn't count. It just doesn't. So I agree with you there. All right. What does your younger self dream of becoming? And how close are you to that version now?
My younger self wanted to be in the FBI.
Really? Wow.
It was something with law enforcement. I don't know what it was. It was something with law enforcement. I get it now. I even took my freshman year in college. I took this criminal justice class, and a police officer taught it. So I was like, okay, this is perfect. But at the time I was pledging. Oops. I was going through the process. And it was just so challenging. I ended up getting a D in that class, and I was like, screw this. It wasn't that. It was just that I was going through that process. So then I ended up changing my major to social work. Then I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. Then I ended up changing my major to communications. So I did get my degree in that. I look at why I wanted that FBI situation. I look at how I like watching crime shows. I look at how it's the investigative process. It's the inquisition. It's talking to people and hearing their story about what happened. But that's what I do. I do that with the coaching. I do that with the teaching. I am in tune. I'm intuitive, and I'm hearing what people are saying, and I'm putting the pieces together, and I'm helping them solve problems. So when
Yeah.
you show up as a problem solver, that's all the people with the FBI or people in law enforcement,
Yeah.
most of them, that is their job, to
Yeah.
solve cases, to solve problems. So because we have such a limited view of careers growing up, you want to do this or you want to do this, you want to do this or you want to do this. Of course, that has changed. There's so many more, but people put you in small boxes, not knowing that that box actually could be connected to something else.
So how closer to that version of your younger self do you think you are now? I know not the FBI part, but the investigative part.
Oh, I'm back. I'm back. I feel like that little girl again. You know, even Jesus talked about us being childlike. I'm her. I'm giddy. I just want to have fun. You know, all of the little, and it's not to deduce what anybody is doing. So sometimes when somebody comes to me so serious, I am attentive, but at the same time, I might laugh
Yeah.
because you silly as you know what I'm saying? Things we used to say
Yeah.
when we were kids. Like I say them again because I see how the full circle comes back when you start not worrying about the things of this life.
That's right.
You start being it makes you lighter when you just throw those things off. And so when people present them to you, especially in passing, when I went to my when I'm coaching someone, it's different. I deal with it differently. However, I am still going to let you know that that's silly because nobody
Yeah.
ever told you it was silly. You've been doing it for so long and people have been so familiar with that action. Nobody says anything to you anymore. It's time to get called out. You're
Yeah.
guilty. Let me write you a ticket. You've been parking
Yeah.
on the wrong side of the street. Now you about to get a ticket. So when you ask me how close am I to that, I'm here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That means you're in a great space.
Yes.
So that's
I
awesome.
work for this.
So
Oh, I
let's
work for
talk
this.
about that a bit.
I work for this. I
Let's
work for
talk
this.
about let's talk about what you started off saying in the beginning. Some things you went through. So let's break that down a bit. We're not going to dive too long into it because I got a lot to ask.
Mm.
But let's talk about some things that you've been through that got you to where you are now with this mindset, this great, awesome, positive mindset. So if you care to share, tell us a bit.
Besides my childhood, my adult life, and even in the last 5 years since I've been to Florida, when I first moved to Florida, I knew that when I was moving that I didn't want to bring a lot of stuff with me. So I
Mhm.
purposely sold everything. Whatever I couldn't pack in my truck, I wasn't bringing it. So until I
What
could
made
find
you
a place,
move?
it was time. And when I say it was time, it's like I had been wanting to go. I've been wanting to go, but I just couldn't go. I didn't know where I was going to go. I was at Central State for 10 years, and I said, it's time for me to leave. It's time for me to leave, but I don't want to leave them. Fast forward, it was during COVID. I was down here in Florida. I had got stuck on a cruise,
Mm.
and they had to drop us off in Florida. We were supposed to get dropped off in Puerto Rico. So I ended up at my sister's house, and she said, girl, I called her. I said, they just dropped us off in Orlando. What's going on? She said, it's a pandemic. I was one of 4 last cruise ships. And so I didn't have communications. And there were different people saying things on the ship. But long or the short is I decided to rent a car and just drive to South Florida. And I ended up staying there with her. get the email, we're taking our classes online. So I said, I think I'm just going to stay here. She had a pool at her house, and my daughter was already coming down for spring break. My son flew down from his school, and I went and picked my daughter up, and we got here, and I heard the voice say, move to Florida. I heard the voice. I heard it's so clear. So I moved, no job, nowhere to live. I just heard the voice. I trusted it. Not after a month I got here, my sister's house caught on fire, so everything I brought with me burned up.
I know what it's like to lose it all. I
Yeah.
lost it all to a hurricane.
Yeah, so you know.
Yeah.
And I had just got rid of my insurance when I moved. She got rid of her insurance because during a hurricane before, she had water damage. They didn't pay for anything. So she was so angry. She was like, screw all of you. So here we are.
Like.
Here we are, right? I heard the voice say so quietly, I told you were starting over.
And here come God telling you. It's
I
time.
had such peace. I had such peace. Right after that, a friend of mine and my assistant started a GoFundMe. They raised $10,000 for us. I had my money to move. But I had to lose it all first. And you don't see it when there's nothing there.
That's right.
When all your clothes is melted and you don't see it. But when you begin to trust the process and just go through, and then you have children and they have their things they're going through. So when they go through, you go through. And one of the big things I went through was getting off of Adderall.
Whoa.
I was, as an adult, when I was working on my doctorate, I was diagnosed with adult ADHD. And I'm like, okay, tap me in. So I started taking it, and I depended on it for 10 years. People used to tell me I had ADHD, but I was like, or they used to say I had ADD. And I was like, yeah, I'm aspiring and I'm driven and I'm determined, until it really got real.
Right.
When I was working as a professor, and then I was in the evening, I had my dance studio, and then I would personal train people. I couldn't focus. I was all over the place, and I'm running a business by myself, and my independent contractors are there doing their thing. And I'm like, okay, I got to put all this together. Got on the Adderall, and it automatically brought me focus. I was focused. 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 Until I wasn't. Start feeling different. And I was like,
Stanford's did for me.
What did?
Stanford's.
What is that?
It's like a medicine to keep you calmer. You know what happened to me. I was shot in the head, so I was diagnosed with PTSD.
Yes.
So yeah, that Aricept and another and Professing. So yeah, I just found out that seeking God helps me a whole lot. Even though I take the meds without doing that part of it, I'll probably still be a little off and not myself, because like I know, the medicine does help you focus, but it does make you feel a bit strange at the same time.
Because it's not natural.
Yeah.
And right after COVID, I said, there's something right with this medicine. They started having back orders, like, we ain't gonna have your medicine for you for another week. And I'm like, what? I need my, you know what I'm saying? Because I had gotten so attached to it.
Yeah. So how did you overcome that?
It's a controlled substance. When I would go get it, it's in the safe.
Right.
And I finally was like, I gotta get off of this. And I just was talking to some people. I was doing my research, and I found out that people had been microdosing. Microdosing with psilocybin. Are you familiar?
No. What's that?
Psychedelics, mushrooms.
Oh, well, yeah, I know about those.
Yes.
I've taken some quite a few times in my day.
Okay, so imagine
that with some cannabis.
Imagine having such a small enough dose where it actually helps you with your attention and your focus.
Yeah.
And there's so much research on it, which is why they got rid of it years ago, because it actually helps you. Anything they get rid of, they say, "Oh, it's bad, it's bad." No, it actually helps you. So from
I
July
agree
to
with that.
November, and July to November in 2023, I went through that process, and I got totally off, and then I started seeing things for what they really were.
I will
Yeah, so
say
that
this.
changed my life. It was hard. That's why I got rid of the short blonde hair. I went through the transition of just allowing it to grow, just to see what would happen, and just the discipline of it. And why was I still cutting my hair after 12 years? And y'all may cut it off again, but I had to go through that part of the process, because when you are peeling off the layers of ego, see, ego is nothing but edging God out. My dad used to call it exiting God out. It's when
Yeah, I
you push
call it
God
easing
out of the
God out.
picture. See, there you go, easing God out. When you really find out, and I can't think of the lady's name that came up with this acronym about algae, the algae in your life, the anger, the greed, the lust, the attachments, and the ego. When you really look at those things where they are in your life, who are you angry with? So angry that you have not forgiven them. Where is the greed coming? Like, where's the lust in your life? What are you lusting after?
People think lust is always in the physical senses. You
They
can
think it's
lust
all, yeah.
after money, cars,
Yes.
homes,
Yes.
trips, jewelry. All of that is a form of lust. So,
Yes. And then
yeah.
when you look at the
And that falls
attachment,
into greed as well.
yes.
So, yeah.
And you look at the attachments that you have. What type of attachments are not serving you anymore? What
Yeah.
relationships are you in that are not serving you anymore? What type of attachment do you have to your children that's not serving them
That's
anymore?
right.
This works in
Right.
all ways. And so when you're going through that, it's like you just going, you like, oh, whoa. And then you start laughing again, right? And then before you know it, it's like, oh, whoa. The ride is real. The
It
ride is
is.
real. And I had to learn to breathe. I had to learn to, I was smoking, I was drinking straight. I was doing it all. Okay. I'm not going to say it like this.
Cigarettes
So
or cannabis?
all of it.
Ugh.
Just wasn't no crack. But I wasn't a real smoker though. I was, smoking the cigarettes, which sounds crazy, right? Here's this health lady. What are you talking about,
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes?
That's
I
why
hate
I kind of went,
it, right? I said that my whole life because they smoked in the house. I was born in the 70s, and they smoked in the house. Little
Yeah.
kids, we running through the room. Don't nobody know it was affecting us.
I haven't had
But
a cigarette
sometimes,
since 2014.
but it starts small. It starts small. You drink it out drinking with the girls. Somebody has a pack of cigarettes. You take one cigarette. It's like, ooh, you blowing it
15, I'm
out.
sorry.
You're blowing it out. So when you look at all these different layers of things that you picked up to breathe, when you start stripping them away, you like, okay, how am I gonna breathe now? I don't got my Adderall. I don't got no cigarettes.
Mm,
I don't got no tequila. I don't got no wine.
mm.
Because all the tastes is, I don't want none of it. But how do I
How
breathe?
do I cope? Right.
I had to learn to breathe again.
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
learn to breathe again.
You know, I can be a testament to that as well because for almost 30 years I smoked weed. I just stopped smoking for it's almost been 2 years. You know, so
Yeah.
for a long period of my life I was smoking weed, but it was like, who am I if I don't smoke? It was like that for a while, but now
Because it's
I
a new
realize,
identity.
right, the moment I put it down, to be honest, is the moment all of these great things started happening for me. And I realized that that was God telling me that he wanted my mind clear. He wanted my mind. And he needed me to open up my eyes and see what I couldn't see before. And
you let go of the attachments. Yeah.
Right. That did everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm not going to say I didn't have moments where I felt like I want to smoke. When I'm angry, I still had those moments. I just don't do it.
I missed it. I ain't gonna, you know, people see, either you gonna tell the story or you gonna just shut up, okay?
Right.
I'm gonna tell the story.
Yeah.
I miss all of it. It was time. I just like, dang. I see why people go. I'm glad I went through that, because now I see people with addictions, and I see and I feel, and I'm like, oh, I get it. You go through the process, as messy as it was to get off of something, but in that moment, you miss it and you want to go back to it. But when you really sit, STFD, STFU, you find out the new you can't do that, boo. That old identity is gone. It don't even exist no more. Sometimes people will say something to me, I don't even remember what they're talking about.
That's a fact. You know, I realize also when you do that, you lose, right? And this is the part that a lot of people don't talk about often. Because once you decide to leave certain things alone that you used to do, that's the moment you lose the people that you thought would always be there. You lose family members too, in some sense, you know? And it's because you make a conscious decision to do what's right for you. To them, it becomes, oh, you think you better. And it's not even like that. But that's the perception that they see from you. So my next question for you,
I am better, but you're bothered. I am.
That's a fact.
I am better.
I'm better for me, not for you.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
That's what I say. I'm better for me. I am a better me. And I don't feel guilty for being a better me. You know? So what do you say to those that have that aspect on a person's life because they decided to make a conscious decision to be better?
You said when they have an aspect? Repeat that question.
No, when I said, what do you say to those who look at you because you made a conscious decision to be better? What do you say to those people?
I love you, but I love me more. That's it. I don't have words. You don't understand my language anymore. I used to be able to talk, and me and you could talk.
Mm-hmm.
You understood me, I understood you.
Mm-hmm.
But where I am right now, I don't understand that language no more. And clearly, you don't understand mine. And this is all in love, because see, somebody might be like, oh, you being hard. Don't be weak. Sometimes we're so weak and we keep allowing. I'm going to tell you some truth right here.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time I wouldn't even take my mother's call. That's my girl. She cool.
Same here.
She would call first thing in the morning, checking on us and stuff. But I had to check on me first, because sometimes we can get so used to these calls and all of these motivations coming from different people. When they're not there anymore, you're not motivated. And then there was a time where I had to make some decisions about my relationship with my marriage. And she was hardcore on not getting divorced, but I was at a place and space and time where I felt that was the best thing for me.
For you.
And I don't want to talk about it no more.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get that way with our children, where we feel we know what's best for them because we went through it. And I get that.
Our life
also
is
got
not
to
their
understand,
life.
there you go. They have their own journey. And so it's still all love, and it's best if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. It should never be an argument. It should never be an argument. When those people challenge you on, oh, you ain't smoking no more, you ain't drinking no more, oh, you don't go to the club no more. Been there, heard that, did that. No, my club is the couch right now. That's where I'm at. Now, I may step out and go to an event here and there, but where I am right now in my life, it's so easy that you put it on yourself. Put it on you. Don't say, oh, because you hang out with them. Don't do that. Because it used to be you.
Yeah.
You have to put it on you and say, right now where I'm at, I just
That's
can't
not
go
what I'm
certain
doing right
places.
now.
There you go. There you go.
Right now, my club is Club Miles Monroe, Club
Come
Vody
on.
Belcham,
Come
Club Mike
on.
Todd. That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
You want to come to the club?
That's real. That's real. That's real.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk a bit about working with NFL players and some celebrities you work with, right?
Uh-huh.
How did that chapter of your career begin? Let's talk about that part of it. Like, how did you get to working with the NFL players? Was it with the Jim Brown thing?
Well, I married a retired NFL player.
Okay.
The year he retired is the year we got married. Well, we got married and he decided to retire. It was actually on the table if he should go to the Minnesota Vikings.
So,
And
who's this? If you don't mind me asking.
Maurice Douglas. That's my dude. We're divorced.
Okay.
Married him twice actually. And we divorced twice, but he's a very, very good friend of mine. We have 2 children together.
That's what's
And
up.
just a really good man. And so while we were married, first of all, I was working for Jim Brown already. Okay.
Okay.
Then I'm from Canton, Ohio, Pro Football Hall of Fame. So it's like it's in my blood. Ended up, let's see which way I want to go with it. I'll go this way first. We used to do NFL camps. The NFL used to give different sites money for football camps. So I was the site director for the NFL high school player development program and for the NFL junior high school player development program. My husband was over, the players and things like that, and I ran the program. We ended up even taking the team down to Florida down here for the playoffs. I ended up doing a camp in the Bahamas with the regional director. It was just always something, right? It was always something. And then also with me being a trainer, I trained a lot of athletes. So there was a lot of athletes that I trained when I lived in Columbus. So I was always kind of in that realm. And I worked also with like LT's family. And I wrote Andre
that's the
Rison's
goat right
book.
there. That's
Yeah.
Lawrence Teller, for those that don't know, for my young
Yes.
viewers, for my young bucks.
Yes,
Go
for the
look him
young
up.
bucks.
It's a Hall of Famer.
Yes. And I wrote Andre Rison's book.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And that was a very good experience, especially growing up in the 90s. And you hear these stories about Andre and Dion and Andre and Left Eye. And to be able to be in the front seat and for him to give me the story, that was, it was awesome. And then to see him have this beautiful family now after all of the things that he went through. And
Andre Rison is who they made the movie after, right?
yes.
The Blind Side, right?
No.
Which movie was it?
Well, the book is called Wide Open. He does have a movie called Wide Open, and then there's a movie with him and it's like a documentary with him and Left Eye.
Okay.
It's called, I forgot what it's called, but you can look it up. It's on yeah. So yeah, that was good. And then my son ended up playing football, but he decided after his college career that he was no longer interested in playing after his concussion, and I was okay with it.
Broke. Wide Open and Broke.
That was a documentary. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there is something else about him and Left Eye on.
Yeah, she's in it. Okay.
I was there when they filmed it. I can't remember what the name of that was. Yeah.
Wide Open, the Andre Rison story, full movie.
Yeah, you should watch it. I didn't have anything to do with the script, so the book is different than what. I mean, it's still his life, though.
It's still his life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still his life. Yeah.
So what's a hard thing? What's one of the hardest things?
Hopelessly in Love. That's it.
Hopelessly in
It was
Love.
on Lifetime. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good watch too.
Okay. So let me ask you, what is one of the hardest things to do when it comes to writing a book as an author? And then after you answer, we're going to take a break.
Oh my gosh! Just sitting down.
That's why I love having you on, because I can laugh and the conversation flows.
Yes.
And you're just straight direct, and I love it. I love it. I really love it, Professor D. Like I love it.
Yeah. The hardest thing is getting out of the way. You got to sit down and you have to find a space, and you have to, just like probably like you writing a song or going to the studio. It's an artistry. You need the mental space, the mental capacity to be able to form paragraphs, like sentences and paragraphs and chapters. But for me, it doesn't happen obviously overnight. It's something that's always been in the process. It may be, I may have something written in my notes. I may have come up with a sentence and go back later. It's an array of things. It may be something, I could be outside and I get an idea. People have different environments they work in best, but I cannot write if I have a lot going on. It's hard for me.
I understand that.
But when I'm in a really good open mental space and I can just be so light, I can write a book like that.
Yeah, I can understand that. When it's a lot going on, I can't really write either. And I think that's why it was hard to answer my mom's question when she asked me what she asked me. It was because what was going on, it was hard for me to be in that space to create.
Yes.
And on top of that, my life had changed like completely. I did a complete 360. I went from being in the streets to being a dad, like, and really being super active as a father and a husband. And so, rapping about the streets all day.
Yeah.
I can still do that. Don't get me wrong, because I still do that. But there's another aspect of life that I want to tap into musically. And that's what I've been trying to find a way to do that in a way where it still has my core sound. So I understand what you mean when you're going through life, it's hard to create.
And that's why you have to get order. You have to get some type of discipline. You have to do some type of repeated process. It could be, you can call it a ritual if you want, but it is something that you need to do to honor the gift, because we are all creators. And one of the biggest mistakes we make is not creating.
Yeah. I heard Mike Todd say that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. You're on to something, Professor.
I don't listen to him, so no. I'm real funny about who I listen to.
Yeah,
he's funny about whose food I eat. No, I'm not familiar with this.
He's good with it, though. He's good with it.
I'm not even. That ain't no slam to him. Let me just say, just in case you ever see it, Mr. Todd.
I'm gonna send you something though. Like when we get off of here, I'm gonna send you one of his sermons, and you'll probably love it, because he kind of like gives it to you raw too, just like you. So
I might watch it.
All
No,
right.
I'm just, you know what? I'm just gonna be very honest with you. I'm just at a place I can't eat everybody's food.
Yeah,
But I
I
will
get it.
receive it if you send it to me. And if I need to watch it, then I'll watch it. I'll be
All
led.
right. All right. All right. Well, on that note, keep it locked in, folks. Hollywood TV, Hollywood Radio, Dollar Radio, Going In Radio. I'm here with Camela, Professor D, Shavers. We here. Keep it locked in. We'll be right back, y'all. All right.
Hey G, what's up? Hey, I'm good. You see that going?
I really want you. I really want you. I really want your pepper soup. You caught my attention. My eyes on you, baby. Beautiful distraction. With me, I like it, go. I salute to the way that you shaking your boots. Hope you catching the shot at the shoot. So what's the deal? Oh, if you show me mind the mind, calling you from 6 to 9. Cause now you ain't in my mind, spoiling you from time to time. Give you stroking bind to bind, calling you from 6 to 9. Cause now you ain't in my mind, spoiling you from time to time. Everyone say, I got to let you go, go, go. But how can I leave without my heart? No, no, no. Everyone say, I got to let you go, go, go. But how can I see without my heart? No, I really want you. I really want to be with you, yeah. I really want you. I really want your pepper soup. I really want you. I really want to be with you, yeah. I really want you. I really want your pepper soup, yeah. I really want your pepper soup, yeah. I really want your pepper soup, yeah. Right side front seat on my motor, ride with you, my name no be solo. Sugar bend this naughty and my polo, but my side mirror, oh no no no. Oh we are getting over no sweet oh. Monday walk out in the sheet oh. Why oh, pepe soup, my belly stop I don't need oh. Everyone say, I got to let you go, go, go. But how can I leave without my heart? No, no, no. Everyone say, I got to let you go, go, go. But how can I see without my heart? I really want you. I really want to be with you, man. I really want you. I really want your pepper soup. I really want you. I really want to be with you, man. I really want you. I really want your pepper soup, man. I really want your pepper soup. I really want your pepper soup. I really want you. I really want you. I really want you. Pepper soup, baby.
All right. We're back, y'all.
Hey,
I'm sitting here with Professor D.
I'm
Your
here.
hair popping, your hair popping.
I was up messing with my hair. I said, "Where's hair and makeup at? Where they at when you need them?"
All right.
Funny.
So, for those that wasn't watching, if you're just tuning in, we're sitting here with Professor D, and we're talking about a plethora of things, and we're going to get back to it.
Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
All right. People see fame and money, but you've seen the pressure behind it. What does that pressure really look like?
Despair, lack of authenticity. You know, most people that are celebrities really just want to be themselves, which is why you'll see some people fall off. People say they fell off. They fell off of that fake identity that they had to create for the presentation to the people. There are some people that fell off because they could no longer keep that charade up.
Right.
When I say despair, destruction, when I think of the D words, depression, I just heard this guy, and I don't even know him. That's something. Alex or whatever the guy is, that like he became this big sensation or billionaire from YouTube or whatever. But he just said, after all of you can't buy another $3 million watch, after you get all of that, he said, if I could go back to just that dream, I miss setting a goal to buy a house and a car. He said, now I have everything. And I just miss the wanting of it. I miss the desire for it. Like, what do I need now? I have everything.
Right.
And sometimes we are so, I want that. I want to be the next. I want to be the next. Instead of just being and enjoying the moment by moment, play by play. You know, that's why it's so hard to watch a game and enjoy the game, because some people still caught up on that last play. And then they expect the next play to be better than the last play. And I remember Dr. Miles Monroe said, one of the biggest enemies to your success is your last success. Sometimes you keep looking at that too long too. Yeah. And you want to match that. You'll never match that moment.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, because my top interview, I think that's what I was doing with the burnout. The interview I considered the biggest interview at the moment, and this was before I interviewed you, because that was a big moment, interviewing you. But before that, I had done Cornell West. And I'm like, first of all, I needed to realize that God put me in that place at that time for me to learn some things. And I really did that. But what I didn't understand, and it goes back to what you were talking about, you know, what I didn't understand, the importance of keeping yourself healthy so that you don't fall into a slump or even have anxiety or even depression, because what I was going through outside of podcasting was hitting me too. And I was trying to keep that persona like, oh, I still got to work, although things are happening, but that's not what I really needed to do for real. I really needed to take a break, slow down, and just sit down somewhere, and you know the rest.
Yeah.
And my wife was telling me, you know, and God was telling me, but I was being stubborn, and he had to make me sit down, you know, so I understand that. And I think if we really turn down the noise a lot of the time in our lives, if we just turn down the noise, we can really hear what he's trying to convey to us, and then we can really get to what he's trying to show us. And
yep.
A lot of the times we just want to deal with life on life terms, but it's his terms to begin with.
You know,
we just don't understand that.
Yeah. In my new book, I talk about sacred discomfort. Sometimes you have to go through the discomfort so you can sit down long enough. That's sacred discomfort. You can feel uncomfortable because you've been made to sit down. But while you're sitting down, don't curse the couch. You know, don't get mad at the sit down, because the sit down is necessary for you to stand back up. And we don't like timeouts.
That's a fact.
we got that little kid inside of us that reminds us of, I hated timeouts. I hated when they told me to go sit down somewhere. Go be a kid. Remember we were told go be a kid? Go sit down somewhere. You talking too much. You in grown folks' business. And so when you start minding your own business and sitting in your own sacred space, you will hear everything you need to hear. Now, bruh, you interviewed Dr. Cornell West. You will never do another interview like that.
Like that. And I understand that.
There's no, like, you don't compare, like, no.
There is none.
And I'm glad you found that out. But we just want the audience to know that, dude.
I don't think some people really gravitated and got it yet, but that's why there's a such thing called tape. You can go back, they'll figure it out eventually. But I'm not even caring about that either.
You could have sliced that up 1,000 times and ran that before you ran you. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's what, I don't know where you want to go with the next part before I go into it. I don't want to just go into it.
No, go ahead. Say what you was going to say first, because we're in the right space. We're talking about the book.
Okay,
and I'm piggybacking off what you're talking about anyway. We're about to go right into the book.
Okay.
Perfect timing.
Okay, good. After being in this space for the last 2 years, I became more aware. I was awake. I became more aware. And I had to acknowledge, what does this mean? And I sat in it. I sat in it because I'm Professor D. This is what I do. I teach psychological health, dealing with the mental, emotional, social, and spiritual being. Okay, the being. Are you not being? Just be. Live for life. Wrote the book, Live for Life. Limitless, intentional, and thoughtful. You ain't lit. Lit is a lifestyle. You know, take the limits off. Okay, you had this childhood programming. Now what? How do I be lit? Okay. After sitting down and contemplating going back to the classroom. Now, mind you, 10 years at Central State. Actually, this year is it'll be.
What made you stop?
What year? COVID.
What made you stop teaching at Central State?
Okay. Well, let's go back. Rewind the tape. I was telling you about, I was teaching online that last semester because of COVID.
Right.
And when I heard the voice say move to Florida, I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to tell the chair of my department? How can I tell her I'm leaving after 10 years? Well, guess what? She called me and told me. She called me and said that the enrollment had gone down. And so they couldn't bring me back in the fall. And I was like, that's perfect because I'm moving. So after I moved here, first application I put in was for the University of Miami. By the time I got to the end of the application, it said, if you did not get a COVID vaccination, do not submit. I said, oh, you got to worry about me. So I didn't submit because I wasn't getting a COVID vaccination. So what ended up happening, every year I kept asking myself, just put some applications in. So I did. Nobody called. Then I heard you ain't supposed to be back in that traditional classroom. The stuff that you need to be saying, the stuff that you're about to be teaching, you cannot teach this in a traditional institution of higher learning. You're going to create your own higher learning, higher self-learning situation. That's what you're going to do. So that's what I've been building. And someone reached out to me. They saw one of my videos. And he has an academy. It's called Skyton Academy. And originally it's for cryptocurrency, but he also does personal and professional development. So he asked me to come on and speak to the students. They're all adult students. And I did. And they asked me to come back. And then he and I ended up just talking. And I was like, I want to teach a course. He was like, we want you to teach a course. So we came together and we agreed to the class. I created a course. And this is what it's called.
Hold on. Keep it up. Hold on. Let me put it on the solo dolo cam. I get it. We can't say it, but we can put it on the song. Hey, you get real with them, though. You get real with them.
Well, you know, let me tell you something. When you really think about the messages that really made an impact on your life, they weren't always nice. They weren't always the sweetest messages. They came raw, they came real, and they came relevant. Right. And I got that from my pops. Real, raw, and relevant. So when this came through, like, oh, we've been mined for too long. There's so much chaos and confusion, and this ain't what was supposed to happen. And oh my God, I can't believe that happened. And the programming, the conditioning that we've gotten as early as 2 years old. And then you think about what school is teaching you. Now you know, 40 years old saying a Pledge of Allegiance, you won't even pledge allegiance to yourself. How do you shake that? Yeah. How do you unfreak that? It's radical. And so this is what I came up with. It's a radical mental reset, and just taught the first course, and now I'm teaching the second course. And I'm in my zone, because I don't have to worry about the dean saying something, the chair saying something, the president of the university saying something, because the students are actually getting real and raw and relevant information that's going to serve their highest self. This ain't about business. We take care of our business, but this ain't about the business of the institution and making money and charging these students $30,000, $40,000 to go to college.
Yeah. When it should be free for real.
It should be. This is about clearing the clutter, resetting the program, so you can live from your highest self. Not to put more negative programs on you. The outdated system that people are trying to operate in, it does not work any longer. It is time to upgrade your system. We do it with our phones. We refinance our houses. We refinance our cars. But you don't reprogram yourself. You don't do a reset to yourself. And some people think, oh, beginning of the year, I'm going to do a fast and I'll be ready for the rest of the year. That's not how this works. If you used to do that and you think it still worked for you after 40 years, you're confused, because it don't work like that. The food ain't even the same no more.
Yeah.
Life is different.
It is. It is.
And we have to make those adjustments. And the Most High is calling us to make those adjustments in different ways. And people be like, well, we used to do it that way. Come on, man. Every time they come out with a new iPhone, there's people who wait in line to get the new one. You just got a new one last year. Mm-hmm. But if you have an older iPhone, like a iPhone, 6, I bet it ain't operating the same. I bet it, because you have not only have you not upgraded with the new programs, you still operating off an old system, period.
Right.
Even your pictures are not coming out the same.
Here's what I tell people, even about the iPhone. iPhone using Samsung products, but y'all cracking on Android. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Your mind is really getting
think about what you just
anyway.
Said.
And that's why Samsung products are going up the way they are right now.
So think about what you said. Black folks talking about white folks. White folks talking about black folks. Black folks talking about Spanish people. Spanish people talking about Asians. But we all working off the same operating system.
That's right. Because we all the same race. That's the human race. That's a fact.
So let's all upgrade together. You think your upgrade is better than my upgrade, but we both got to upgrade. We both got to do this work. Ask Steve Jobs, where is he at? The man that created something that we all got. He's no longer in this space. He couldn't even buy his own health.
Yeah.
So now everybody looking for a way out. You can't get out until you go in. That's just how this works.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what makes your approach to meditation different from the typical common candles version people are familiar with?
Because this is not about religion, it's not about rituals, and it's not about rules. There are people who think that they can't do it because, oh my God, I have to sit there, I have to have my candles, I have to have, you know, this outfit on, I have to have certain music playing, I have to arrive at a certain place. No, that's the sale. You don't need a guru. You don't need a preacher. You don't need any of that. All you need is you. All you have to do is show up and be quiet. And if you be quiet long enough, and there's steps, you're gonna have to get the book for me to tell you. But anyway, there are steps that you'll know what to do. When I started meditating, I didn't know what to do. And people were trying to tell me what to do. I sit there for 30 seconds and be like, oh my God, this is too long. Yeah. But before you know it, those 30 seconds turned into a minute. The minute turned into 3 minutes. The 3 minutes turned into 5 minutes. Then before you know it, I was able to do it for an hour and 20 minutes. Where was I at?
So was it something that you always practiced, or did you like do it out of pain or necessity? Like, was it something you always did, meditate?
No. Mm-mm.
So how did you get
I'm a
into
church
meditating?
girl. I'm a church girl.
So how did you get into meditating?
I just started discovering it. I opened myself to higher learning. I wanted more out of this thing. It might have happened the same summer I was looking at a documentary about aliens. I'm just telling you the truth. That's why I say everybody's awakening process is different. There's going to be things that's going to come to you that you never thought. There was a whole summer I'm studying these old white men. Like, listen, when it comes to you, it comes to you, and you're supposed to get it this way. That's why when people try to tell me that I should do this, I'm like, my path is my path. Yeah. My research is my research. Yeah. And as a professor, I tell my students, you do your own research.
Don't just take your word for it. Go see for yourself.
This is the institution of higher learning. Life is an institution of higher learning. It has been institutionalized to learn higher ways in this way. But no, this thing is free. It's limitless. It's huge.
That's awesome.
Like, even bigger than, like I said, being raised in the church is so much more bigger than that. And I don't like to talk about it with people who are churchy or Christians. I'm not a Christian. I am a believer in the great big God. And I really believe that Jesus came to bring this new consciousness to man, to tell them about this great big God. But
Jesus sat and meditated talking to God. And that's the whole part that people don't understand.
Man, listen.
Yeah. Meditation is definitely a good thing for you. It brings alignment to the mind in a way where there's a level of consciousness that broadens your thoughts. And
the thing about it, Tigmatic,
I need to start myself.
Tigmatic, it's time. Let me tell you.
Pray and then go meditate.
I have to tell you something. Do you remember, and I don't even know if you had one like this, but the grandmas, they used to just do this. They'd be in their rocking chair and they just had their eyes closed.
Yeah. My great grandmother did that a lot.
She was. I'm gonna go by what everybody is calling it. That's why the book is called is Meditation Unplugged. We're unplugging the way that you think this thing go down. It's been people been doing this, but what happened is, because of the culture that we live in, we have to make it look like something. We have to package it up. We have to sell this to you.
Yeah.
And
A
I'm
lot
just
of
telling
people
people
can't sit
it's not
still
what
though.
they think. Say again.
A lot of people can't sit still though,
That's what
mentally
they
or emotionally.
believe. They believe that because people have let them run amok. They've been running amok. Oh, I got ADHD. Oh, I'm over here. I'm over here. Go sit down somewhere.
So how do you get people to slow down to get them to actually hear themselves? How do you get them to slow down?
I mean, do you want to do one?
I mean, hey, there'll be something new on the pot.
Do you want to do one? Let's do one.
We could do one real quick.
It's quick.
I'm open to it.
We don't even have to do the whole thing. But we can do one.
Okay.
Because that's a great question. And if we're going to do this, like your mama said, just do it. So I'm led to just do it. If you want your life different, you want your things different, you do things differently. Like you feel like you want to do it. So the first thing I would tell you to do, and those following along live, or if you watch this in replay, you can do this too, wherever you are. All right, so you're going to sit comfortably or lay down. That's up to you. Now, the breathing pattern for this one is you're going to breathe, inhale 4, hold 4, and exhale for 6. So let's just practice that. Inhale 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 4, 5, 6. And just keep that going while I'm talking. Inhale for 4. Hold. And then exhale. Inhale clarity. Hold awareness. Exhale resistance. Inhale alignment. Hold peace. Exhale the past. As your mind quiets, your energy remembers truth. From this calm, we create clarity. I'm not going to go further because I know that's just.
That actually felt pretty good though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start meditating.
It's just that simple. And the whole point is all we had to do was stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Breath is
Something new on the pot, y'all.
everything.
Tig was meditating on the pot with Professor D. We here.
And then, I go through some visualization and just saying about, how allow the earth beneath your feet, let it ground you, and let it rise up from your feet to your legs and walk you up through your body all the way to your head. And then we have sometimes there's also affirmative meditation where you affirm things. Okay. So we could have said at the end of this one, I am grounded. I am
grounded.
safe. I am safe.
I am safe.
I am present.
I am present.
I am free.
I am free.
We create with our mouth.
Ashe.
Ashe. Yeah, man. It's the only way I survive out here. Look, it's the only way I survive out here in these streets.
Yeah.
No, I'm on real talk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So when you unplug, what does peace look like for you personally?
I love the beach. If you want to know a place that I love to go to, I love the beach. I love putting my feet in the sand. I love having access to the ocean, listening to the ocean. But because I love that place so much, when I am not there, I can still envision that and I can be there. Anywhere I go, any chaos going on, any confusion, I've gotten to the place where I can pause and I can go to that place. So
Yeah.
sometimes when we meditate, sometimes we just need to go to that place that we can remember that was happy. Go to that place where we found joy. Go to the place we found peace. That is the power of the mind. That is the power of the imagination, because even if you have not gone to that place, you can go to that place right now.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No. My
And it's so
place.
funny. I have to tell you this, Tigmatic. What's so funny is I am a turn up queen. Like, turn up. Like, I know my energy is infectious.
I
I've been
can
knowing this
tell.
for life. I know this. I know this. This is just, I was always the first person to dance at the parties. But with every extreme, there's another extreme. And I found it. And it's not low. Been there, done that. It's not low. It's calm. And I'm still excited. And it's still beautiful.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome. That's definitely awesome. I got a few more questions. We got 10 minutes. So I want to try to get these questions out before we get off. Went by pretty fast today.
It did.
You built courses and programs that empower people. What was the spark that made you start teaching and coaching?
You said what made me start
What
teaching
was
and
the
coaching?
spark that made you start
It was
teaching
a
and coaching?
divine spark. We are divine sparks. So it was always there. And I can't even say it was any one thing. Like all the things that I talked about, I was just building up to that point. I was not going to be a teacher. That's not what I had set out to college to do. I didn't go to school for education. I got my communications degree. And it just so happened at the time, my dad is the vice president for this regional vice president of the American. And they needed some people to go into the schools and teach this program. Oh, wow. Cam's graduating. Why not? Not just because I'm his daughter, but because I'm freaking awesome, freaking amazing. You know, I've proved myself. And those are those, aha, this is what I'm about to do. And I start doing it at 22 years old. I'm teaching these kids. And it was like, I'm in my zone. This is a nice space here.
Yeah.
But because I was already a spark, because I was able to step into that. How many times have we seen aces not in their places?
That's right.
The key is to get the aces in their places. And sometimes we try to put people in places they ain't supposed to be in.
That's a fact.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes we try to interject ourselves in places we ain't supposed to be in too. You gotta mention that, because as a young man, I did that a lot. You know, but it takes getting older and wiser to understand that about yourself as well.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you gotta make the mistakes to learn from them.
Yes, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right. So, how do your books connect with your courses? Is it all a part of a bigger movement? Break it down.
When you have a God idea, you just go with it. So the intention was for me just to write more books. Just like I did Lit for Life. I was able to use Lit for Life was a guide to improving psychological health. I was able to use that book in my psychological health class. Okay. Sounds like a great concept.
Does.
But then I just started writing books. There was no courses. So now we got to balance the two. It just so happened, hey, we want you to teach a course. And because I was in the space I was in, this is what the courses are going to be called. It's time for a radical mental reset. It's time to unfreak your mind. Okay. Now we got the course and we got the book. Wow, that's a pretty nice. Okay, this is a workbook. So with this workbook, because I believe people need to interact with themselves. I believe you need to write. You need to journal. That's another thing people are not doing that they need to do. Journal. Get your thoughts out of your mind. Yeah. Some people don't want to hear what you got to say, so you need to write down.
Yeah, I do that. I do that now, and therapy suggests that I do that.
Yes. See, very good. But what it is it's a domino. It's a domino effect. It's almost like writing a song, and then you write another song, and then you have an EP. So not only do I have one book coming out, but I have 2 books coming out. And, people are like, when are they coming out? I'm just going to put them out. I'm not going to worry about, oh, you just put one out last week. No, I might put another one out. I might be like Chris Brown. I'm just going to keep putting songs out. I'm just going to keep putting them out. I'm not like anybody else.
Speaking of songs, you were supposed to send me those songs you did, and you never sent them to me. I want to hear them.
They're on. I have music on Apple Music.
Oh, okay.
But I do have a catalog about 30 songs. But I
gotta hear some music.
Yeah, and then the other thing, I'm glad you said that, is I do know the power of my voice. I do know that I'm anointed to speak life into people. I do know that I have the gift of prophecy. I know all of these things. And so, like I told you, I'm not going to allow somebody else to tell me how to use these gifts, but I'm going to allow the gifts to flow because my gift is making room for me. And so with that being said, I've already created 2 meditation songs. And I have, with this new book, the meditations that I have in them, I am going to put those on audio too. So the one book will be on Audible. So my voice will be out there. So like there's people who don't know who to go to when they need an example of how meditation goes. You can find meditations all over the place. I meditate throughout the day. I meditate in the morning. I meditate at night. So just don't put no box on yourself. If I could tell anybody anything, like there is no box. Like smash the box, forget about the box. It doesn't exist. Be led. Allow yourself to be led and be open by that other voice that's telling you the right way to go. It's been there the whole time. You just been ignoring it. You've been too busy. You've been caught up in too much mess. You got too much drama going on. You need to detach yourself from those situations and those people and sit.
What's the one lesson from your courses that consistently changes people's lives, in your opinion?
I can't say it on here.
What's the one lesson from your courses?
I said I can't say it on here.
Oh, you can't say it on here? Well, put it in the clean version.
No. It's not any one thing, but there's a lot of things. At the end of every class that I have, no matter who I'm talking to, I always say, go forth and be great. It's almost like Jesus used to tell them, like, go, ye therefore. And I just have this thing in me to tell people when I leave the space of teaching, now that you have the learning, now that you have what you have, plus what you already have, now go forth and be great. Because you're great. Like, you're great. You came from the great I am. So if I'm made in the image of the great I am, that must mean I'm freaking amazing. I'm great. Right. So that's why I can end it with go forth and be great.
Y'all hear Professor D, y'all? Be great out here. Hey, Professor D, listen, this was awesome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. It was awesome to have your energy here again. You know, we could do this for hours. You can pretty much tell, you know.
I know. I
enjoy having these conversations. We got to keep in touch more, you know.
Yeah,
and I'm definitely going to do that. You know, I see you on Instagram. I'll be putting, whenever I see, I'll put it in the story. I know you see that. So.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I want to say this last thing to you that, you know, my condolences once again about your mom.
Thank you.
She is rooting you on in the energy space that she's able to be in, but she's also assisting you. So make sure that you make a space for her, whether it be an altar, make sure you light a candle, make sure you light your incense, and that you intentionally invite her energy into spaces that she loves. And that's when you're going to feel her show up.
I hear that.
I just heard that, so I needed to tell you that.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Professor D, last and final question. We got 1 minute. And you know this is my ending question anyway. If it's one thing that life has taught you, what is that and why? Sit down and shut up.
You already have the answer. The answer is already here. Like life has taught me, oh my gosh, we've been looking and searching and looking and waiting for God to speak from heaven. Oh God, please speak.
It was crazy. God already been speaking to you. You just don't be hearing him.
Man, listen. That's from the heart.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Professor D, don't hang up. I'm going to end it with these folks real quick, and then we can chop it up a bit real quick.
Okay.
All right. All right. Folks, I hope y'all enjoyed tonight's episode. As always, this episode is brought to you by Hollywood TV, Hollywood Radio, Dollar Radio, Going In Radio, TheMoneyBrand.com, and North Shade the More Boutique. Once again, enjoy your Wednesday night. Sit down and shut up. And it's your boy Tigmatic, and we out, y'all. Peace.
What's up, y'all? Tune into the Pop Podcast with Tigmatic.
Radio for the Pop Podcast with your boy Tigmatic. Interview.
Pop Podcast, stirring the pot.
So tune into the Pop Podcast with Tigmatic on Hollywood TV.
Tune in to the Pop Podcast, my boy Tigmatic.
And Going In Radio. You might get some good music and some knowledge.